It was really nice to get away, but it is really nice to be back to my little farm and getting some things done. So today I'm going to share with you how to take some rosemary clippings. So I tried this before. It's been a while, but my rosemary does not always survive the winter here. We are like, I don't know, we're like 6B, but then sometimes it shows up that we're 7. So really, rosemary, I believe, needs like zone 8 or higher to like really survive outside for sure. We get some cold temperatures, and while my rosemary has lived outside, one year we got really cold and it died, so I had to buy a new one. And then I'm pretty sure last year I had to buy a new one. So this year I'm gonna go ahead and take cuttings even if it's too many, because I don't think the plant is going to survive the winter, only because it's really small. It's not as established. It's fairly new, you know, since I just planted it like either early this year or last year. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take cuttings of it, and we're going to try to get that started. That way I have more than one plant and I can put them in different places, maybe even keep one inside. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to grab some shears, and I have my alcohol up by the house because we need to sterilize these. I don't do this as much as what I should, and I should always do it, especially when I clip, you know, prune roses, prune anything. You should clean these, because if you have a bacteria or something on your snips, it could go to that other plant. So got this, and I've got my little jar with some rainwater in it because it just rained. Thank goodness we got lots of rain because we needed it for sure. So we've got the alcohol, the water, and then you can see the little rosemary plant back there. It's not very big. And so I'm going to take some clippings. I haven't decided how many, but once we get back there, I'll look and see. It says recommends not to take more than a third of the plant. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do there. Okay, so you can tell this plant is still pretty small. And this plant here is like outgrown, probably kind of took up some of the sun, but this was also a new plant. So there's only 4 little sprouts on it, like new growth, but I think I'm gonna take 2 of those and just kind of wing it and see what happens to the rest of the plant. Not supposed to take that many. You're only supposed to take no more than a third, but I'm gonna chance it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So let's get our snips cleaned off, and let's get 2 of these snipped off. So when snipping, you want to make sure that you're snipping the green. You don't want like really woody stems. Like if you've got a well-established rosemary plant and you've got those real nice woody stems, you don't want to cut the woody stems. Those are going to be a lot harder for them to root. So you want the green. You want that newer growth, kind of like the bendy, real flexible stems. So you want to cut that off. You want to cut approximately 6 inches if you can, because you are going to strip a couple of inches off the bottom. Strip those leaves off so that those little nodes, they will produce roots in the water, hopefully. Now, it needs to be inside where it's warmer. Of course, if it's cooler, it's going to take it longer, so that just really depends on where you put it. You don't want to put it in direct sunlight though while it's trying to root. You do want to put it in sunlight, kind of like indirect sunlight, by a sunny window, maybe on your, like, you know, I don't know. I usually put mine on a west side because we have shade over there. It'll still get sunlight, but it's not like in the south window or anything like that where it gets a lot of sun. So you want to try to get at least 6 inches, and then you're going to strip off the leaves off the bottom too, and then you're going to root that in water, and it should, by about 8 weeks, should show some roots. If it doesn't, then, I mean, you could wait a little bit longer if your plant is still green. If it starts to turn brown and loses its leaves, then it's died, and, you know, you're gonna have to start over. So if you have a well-established plant, then you could take quite a few cuttings. Mine, you know, I'm chancing it here, so we're gonna do that and see what happens. We'll see. I need to do a better job of keeping my tools clean. That way they last longer, they stay sharper. This probably needs to be sharpened. And got any tips on how to sharpen pruners? I would love that. We have like sharpeners here and things like that, but I'm pretty sure this won't fit in there. So any tips for that would be wonderful. So I'm just going to basically pour some alcohol on this. I didn't really bring a rag out here, and I should have. So but that should work. I'm gonna let that dry off a little bit, shake some of that off of there, and then we're gonna snip our rosemary. Okay, I just used my pant leg and cleaned that off, so now it's not sopping wet with the alcohol. I don't have to wait for it to evaporate. All right, so let's cut our stems. And we have a little friend with us wanting to find out what's going on. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take this one, even though I probably should leave that one, and I may take this, let's see, I may take these side ones, this one and this one over here hiding. So those are probably the two I'm gonna go ahead and take. All right, let's go ahead. So I'm gonna snip this one. If you can see that, like this is pretty bendy, and then once it gets down into here, it's kind of woody. So I'm just gonna snip it right there. And then I'm gonna come over here. I've got like stevia coming up. I just got stuff everywhere. Okay, so I was gonna take, I don't know if you can see that. I was gonna take this one, but that one is not 6 inches. So I think instead of taking this big one in the middle here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. So I'll take both from this side. So now I have two about the same size. Okay, so let's look at those here so you can see those better. But I have two about the same size, and we're just gonna strip a couple of inches off and put them in the water. All right, so, I mean, you know, approximately, you're just gonna pinch, and just gonna pinch those right off of there. Got like stuff stuck to my arms here. All right, and then you can kind of see, if you can see the little nodes where the leaves were, that's what we want. So we're gonna stick that in water, and we'll do the next one. Just pinch it and just kind of go down, kind of like you do when you take the leaves off for cooking. That's what we're doing. I'm just gonna toss them back in the little herb bed there, and then now we have another one with nodes on it. So I'm just gonna put it down in there, and then I'm gonna take this inside, and I'm just going to place it in my indirect window. And I may even put the date on the jar. That way I don't forget. No, don't remember. That way I don't forget, because I will. You know how that goes. All right, so now that we're done, we're gonna go put the shears up. I try to always put my stuff away, because one of my pet peeves is going and looking for my stuff and it not being there, or going into the garage and looking for something and it not being there. So I usually try to always put my stuff back, so I know that I put it back and I know where it is. And if somebody needs something, I can tell them it's in the greenhouse, blah, 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 you know, whatever. Which needs to be cleaned out, because I have so much stuff in here right now. So I hope you're enjoying these videos. I'm getting ready to start cleaning up the garden. I've let the chickens in there. I got what I wanted out of it, so they're just kind of eating, you know, whatever. But it is a jungle, because I have kept the water on, and so, I mean, it's still kind of like, it's really is a mess, I'm not gonna lie. But I've got tomatoes on the vine that I could probably pick. The cucumbers are done. Actually, I see, though, new growth. I don't know where that's coming from. And so the chickens have just been getting in here having a time. So I'm just gonna let them continue to do that as I kind of clean up or whatever. The loofah back here, you probably can't see those because of the camera, but the loofah way back there is just like flourishing. So I'm not really sure that it's all gonna have time to produce. I do have some though, which is good. But I also have some morning glories back over here that I didn't know came up. I was trying to pull them as soon as they came up, but I see lots of purple blooms. And it looks like little hummingbirds like that. While the morning glories are gorgeous, they grow so well and take over so easily. They're annoying. So I wish I never would have planted them in here anywhere, like maybe somewhere else on a trellis, not in the garden though, because they're coming up everywhere. You know, I redid the garden and I just spread those seeds everywhere. So anytime I see them coming up, I try to pull the whole plant and toss it and let it like bake in the sun, because I do not want them, because I know they're going to come up everywhere. So anyways, that's what I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks, probably getting that ready. I've got some things I want to try. I'm going to try growing some more flowers and stuff like that, but I'll just take you along on that journey as I go. We've got to get a new small tiller though, because ours is kaput. So can't really do anything with that unless I just want to do like completely no till for what I'm wanting to do out here. So I've just got like lots of plans for the yard. I don't want to mow the yard anymore. I want to put more flowers and food and things like that. So let's take our rosemary in now that I have made it back over here. Let's take our rosemary in, put it in our window, and put our alcohol up as well. All right, so I hope these do well. These little cuttings, we'll see. So let's take them in, put the date on there. All right, it is 9/14. All right, there we go. Put it in that window. It's not very sunny out right now though. So this is my window, as you can see. My indirect light window. So probably gonna move this jar right here. Let's move this one because this was an experiment and I don't think it is working. So we'll just switch those out and we'll just set that one right there, and I'll just have to keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't run out of water. All right, I hope you enjoyed stopping my swinging plants here. I hope you enjoyed that video. Be sure to leave a comment below if you transplant rosemary, if you propagate any of your herbs, and how you have success with them. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to be lovely lights today.